Alright, we're ready to start designing, so I'm going to open up my file, clicking on File, Open Recent File, and my Baker Den file. There. Before I pull on any design pieces, I do want to open up my Layers window, and I like to keep it open, so I will click on the middle icon, and remember, I want to highlight layer 2 because I am ready to start designing. Now, before I do design, I want to turn on the grid. So remember, I can open up my properties window and I will show the grid. The last time we did this, we changed the grid spacing to 12 inches, and I'll just do that to simplify the grid. Right now, it's a default of 6 inches. I will just change that to 12, and remember to hit the Enter key. There. All right. Now, I don't want the Properties window open, but remember, I did not stick it. So just move your mouse and the Properties window will close. And I do not want the Layers window open. I had stuck this window by clicking on that middle icon. I'm going to click on that middle icon again to close this window. Remember, that middle icon will look like a push pin if on a PC. If on a Mac, it will look like a dot. So I'll just click on that middle icon, and I've closed my Layers window. Alright, I want to pull in a sofa, and remember, our space planning templates are the last category here in the design library. So I'll open up this category, and I want to go into this category here called Living Dining Furniture, and the first subcategory is called Sets, Sofa and Chairs. If I click on this sofa here, I'm going to pull this one in. I want to use this sofa. And if you notice the gold buttons, we are in the Sets category. So if we click on the gold buttons, we're going to find related furniture. And we have the matching chair. So I'll bring in that chair also. Alright, let me close my browser. And I want to size my two pieces of furniture. I do recommend that you size your furniture before you place them in the room. Alright, let me size this sofa. Remember to size something. Click on Object, Scale. Now, it's telling me right now that the sofa is sized at almost 79 inches. I happen to know that the sofa that I want to place in this room is 87 inches wide. So, I'm going to type in 87 inches, but first I want to maintain the aspect ratio, meaning I don't want to distort the size of the sofa. I want to size it larger, but proportionately. I want to maintain its proportions. So click on this button to maintain the aspect ratio, so that when I do resize this to 87 inches, the height is going to change correspondingly. Alright, let me type in 87 inches there, and you see the height did change. So I'll click on OK. There, and you can see that the sofa was resized, but the proportions remain the same. I'm going to check the size of the chair and see if I have to resize it. Object Scale. Yeah, I have to make this a little bit smaller, but same thing, I want to maintain its aspect ratio. So let me click on that box, and I'm going to resize this to 38 inches, and the height will change accordingly. There you go. Alright, now I'm ready to place my furniture. Now in this case, I do want the sofa to go along the wall by the window, so I want to rotate it. Good, now I can put it into place. If I want to place this chair and tilt it in a bit, click on this rotate command up here. And again, watch your handles, those blue squares, and they'll change. And if I place a mouse over one of the corners, I can rotate the chair at any angle. And I'll do it about like that. When done, go back to your default design mode right here. There. Now, remember when I said that it's best to size your furniture before you place it into the room? Let me show you why. If you will recall, we sized this chair to be 38 inches wide. That would be the widest point from the one side of the arm to the other side of the arm would be the 38 inches. And we resized the chair appropriately. But if you were to look at the scale of this object now, this chair, we're going to click on Object, Scale, and it's going to say it's 40 inches wide. But it's measuring from this corner to this corner. It's not measuring the width of the chair. So that's why it's important to measure your furniture before you place it into the room. Because once you start tilting it, you're going to get a different measurement. Now, I do want to add an area rug, so let me go back into the design library and go into the area rugs category. And I'm going to bring in, I think this one right here. Alright, I do want to size this. Object, Scale. And in this case, I do know that the rug that I want to use is 8 feet by 10 feet. Or, let's see, the width would actually be 96 inches by 120 inches. There. Alright, let me rotate the rug by clicking on this icon up here, the rotate icon. And then I can move the rug into place right in front of the sofa. Now, notice that it's going to sit on top of the sofa and the chair. Well, we don't want that. So what we can do is we can use one of our order commands right up here in the top toolbar. And I'm going to click on this one here and send the rug backward. I'm going to click once. You see, it went under the chair. If I click on this icon again, send backward, it will go under the sofa. And if I move the rug a little bit more to the right, you're going to see that it is under the sofa. Now watch. You see that? The rug is now under both the chair and the sofa. Now let me highlight this rug again, because unless an object is highlighted, these order commands will not be active. So let me highlight the rug, and now you see these order commands are now enabled and I can use them. Now we had used this last one here on the right, which was send backward. I could have used this command, send to back. This one will send it all the way to the back behind every object on the canvas. And if you will note, The rug is also on top of my door. Well, I'd rather not it be on top, but under the door. So I'm just going to show you what happens when I click on Send to Back. There, notice the rug is all the way to the back. In fact, it's behind my floor. Well, that's no problem. I can bring it forward. Watch this. I'm going to click on this icon here, which is Bring Forward, and it should come right in front of the floor. Watch. There you go. So we have these 4 commands that are bringing to the front, bring forward, send to the back, send backward. So you do want to play around with those 4 commands so that you're fully familiar with them. Now you can add more furniture. You can add cabinets and plants and lamps, etc. We can add color and fabric. I'll cover that a little bit later. I do want to cover some basic information first.